And now look at us using it on holy candles. You heard me? Come. You ready? Come. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahushua.
All praise. Alright, so it's time to get in this lesson, man. Get in the spirit. So let's go to the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. From the top.
All right, so this is the first book of the Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
So this Darius was the king of the Persians and the Medes. So before this captivity that we was getting into, we was under captivity of the Persians and the Medes.
That he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
So that's what we get Alexander the Great, right? The Greek, or the brute beast.
The freak.
Right, the freak. Read.
Verse 2. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations. Insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up.
That's where you get, his heart was exalted like the horn of a unicorn. This guy, man, the Most High put a spirit on him to take over everything that he took over. That's why when he tried to go take over something that the Most High said he wasn't going to be able to take over, right? The Most High cut him down with syphilis, right? Because he was a brute beast, a faggot.
Oh, I didn't know that he ended up getting syphilis.
Yeah, he ended up getting either it was like the third level of syphilis or AIDS, right? And that's how that guy passed away.
Oh.
Read on. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him.
Who became what?
Tributaries unto him.
So he took over some of these kingdoms, and then he made them become tributaries unto him. They had to start paying taxes, right? Read.
Verse 5. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die.
Hey, man, I've been doing a little bit too much with these boys, man. I'm gonna have to go, man. I'm gonna have to pass on the kingdom, right? Read.
Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants.
He did what?
Called his servants.
Read.
Such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth.
So this is Ptolemy. This is what his name is? Ptolemy.
Antiochus.
Antiochus.
I forgot
one started with a I can't get the names off the top of my head, but it was 4 generals that he got raised up with, right? Go ahead, read out.
And had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive.
So he gave his kingdom to 4 generals, right?
Because he knew he was on his death.
Right.
And we could get that prophecy up in Daniel chapter 7, right? You know what I said? Daniel chapter 7,
19?
I think it's somewhere around 6. I know one of them is 11 and 6, but that ain't the one I'm looking for. I think it's 7 and
20?
It says wings and ribs. 3 ribs.
The 4 beasts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Come out
with the
another
4
beast
wings.
like a
yeah,
leopard,
Yeah, I got right here. 72
4 wings.
wings. Yeah,
and 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast had also 4 ears.
So that's
That's 7, 6.
that right there, 7 and 6.
Mhm.
Get that? Read that.
This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back, back of it 4 wings of a fowl.
Yeah, so 4 wings of that fowl. That's so the leopard is the nation of Greece, right? And the wings right there, that's Ptolemy, Sabirus, and dang, I can't get the names on point right now. But that's the 4 generals that he spread, that he gave his kingdom to. Keep reading.
And this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads.
That's the 4 heads. 4 heads is the 4 reigning countries, right? That he ended up passing to from Alexander the Greek to these 4 generals, right?
And dominion was given to it.
And dominion was given to them 4 generals, right? Go ahead back to the Maccabees. So that's that prophecy. This that prophecy coming to pass.
First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
So he was only 20 years old. He reigned till he was 32 and died because he was a homosexual and got syphilis, right?
Verse 8.
Wait a minute, excuse me. Where'd you guys read that at?
History.
Look it up.
History?
Yeah, look it up on Google.
Verse 8. And his servants bear rule every one in his place.
So that's the parts. That's the 4 kingdoms that they got dominion over, right? That was up in Daniel, the 7th chapter and 6th verse. But
verse 8. And his servants bear rule everyone in his place. Verse 9. And after this, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
That's them having that dominion, right? Read.
So did their sons after them.
So they just pass it out through all their seeds.
Many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Evils was multiplied in the earth when Job 9 and 24. The Most High knew the spirit that he was sending upon this earth, right? So we got to understand that these people was born to be wicked. You got that?
Yeah, I got that. This is the book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So this was one of those times when the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? And he couldn't have done this without the power of the Most High on his side, right? Read.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
That's it. So Alexander the Great, his son, is Caesar Borgia, the white Jesus that we get, right? That we all see in our church and everything. So.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
A what?
A wicked root. Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of...
This is Antiochus Epiphany, right? Read.
Son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let us what?
Make a covenant with the heathen.
That's kind of why we in the position we in right now.
That are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
It same thing they said when they was in the wilderness in Exodus, right? You know, let's go back. At least we was eating birds.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? They at least fed us. We worked our ass off and got
Right.
whooped and scourged.
Right.
But let us go back because we still had birds.
Yeah, I had a nice penthouse
We was able to
by
get
the
some
river.
meat.
God, they wanted them some meat, man.
Leave my penthouse by the Nile River, man. You tripping? I'm going back.
Man,
You know?
wicked people, man. Wicked people, man. All right, so now we're gonna go to. Give me a second. I believe we're gonna stay in First Maccabees. Yeah, we're gonna stay in First Maccabees, and we're gonna go to and verse 1.
Con.
So it's good to get these accounts so we can understand what was going on in this time and really put ourselves in these brothers' shoes, right? And as you as sisters, you guys as sisters, you know, y'all had to really deal with every time your husband dipped, you ain't know if he was really coming back. But by the faith of the Most High, y'all praying for us while I'm gone. You feel what I'm saying? While the brothers is gone and they fighting for us to be able to keep our laws and sacrifice to the Most High and be closer to the Most High, you guys got to be praying for us. Just like when we at work, you know, boots on the ground doing the work. We need y'all sisters, you know, in righteousness praying.
I do pray for you guys all the time.
So that's what the sisters was doing, right? That's what the sisters was doing right here. They was making sure to stay prayed up. The account not in there too much. You feel what I'm saying? But that guarantee you, that's what was happening out there. Go ahead, read from 1.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, and verse 1. Then took Gorgias 5,000 footmen.
How many?
5,000 footmen.
So that's the enemy right here.
And 1,000 of the best horsemen.
Of the best. They just know what they doing when they on that horse. You know what I mean? Got the spears going by. You know what I mean?
And removed out of the camp by night. Verse 2.
Like, hey, we're going to go catch them at nighttime, man. We're going to make sure we get them early in the morning, man. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, like how we be, I mean, I was in the hood, man. You know, we had a couple people, they was real killers. You know what I mean? They'll sit in a tree and wait till you come taking out your trash, you know what I mean? Scratching your groins, you know what I mean? And put one in your head. You feel what I'm saying? So this was these heathen was trying to do to us, man, right? But Judas knew better, right? Read, we're gonna get the account. Read.
Verse 2. To the end he might rush in upon the camp of the Jews and smite them suddenly. And the men of the fortress were his guides. Verse 3. Now when Judas heard thereof.
So he had frontliners, right? He had frontliners, man. Hey, I'm not trying to get smoked, so I got some people in front of me that could catch the bullet first, right?
Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed. And the valiant men with him, that he might smite the king's army, which was at Emmaus.
So he already had word. He got word that these people was coming to do something. So he dipped, he fled into the mountain, right?
Verse 4. While as yet the forces were dispersed from the camp, in the mean season came Gorgias by night.
Hey, we about to get these brothers.
Into the camp of Judas. And when he found no man there.
Hey, ain't nobody here, man. He got damn tumbleweed going. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody here, man. Yeah, really.
He sought them in the mountains. For said he, these fellows flee from us.
They already left the mountains, though. They already left the mountains, man. They waiting behind bush. Hey, you know how the lions be? Yeah, you know how the lions be right under the wheats? You know what I mean? These brothers under the wheats right now. And they didn't leave their swords this time. You know what I mean? Read.
Verse 6. But as soon as it was day, Judas showed himself in the plain with 3,000 men.
How many?
3,000 men.
So 3,000 against 6, and they got 1,000 horsemen, right? So they can move faster than Judas and the Reed.
Who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords in their minds. Verse 7. And they saw the camp of the heathen.
They didn't have nothing. They didn't have nothing with them, right?
That
I said that wrong. They didn't have nothing with them, right?
That it was strong and well harnessed.
It was a strong people, man. They had armor. They had swords, bows. They had face shields. The The horses had shields on them, right?
Like wooden machines too.
God, this is the 300s, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This like the movie
Big
300.
old elephants popping.
Hey,
you know
and
what I
they
mean?
ain't got nothing but the shirt on their back, right?
Right.
But they ain't leave the weapons far away though. Read.
Con. Verse 7. And they saw that the camp of the heathen, that it was strong and well harnessed,
Con.
and compassed round about with horsemen.
Con.
And these
That's
were,
that fortress, right? Read.
and these were expert at
Con.
war.
So they were, hey man, they've been doing this since babies. The generals that what his name is, Alexander the Great,
Con.
had gave his kingdoms to, they was raised up to be generals
Correct.
from babies. You feel what I'm saying?
Con.
Judas just, hey, the spirit hopped on him. He was like, hey man, Levi came out of him. He was like, hey man, we gotta go get our stuff back, man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, read.
Con. Verse 8. Then said Judas to the men that were with him,
What he said.
fear ye not their multitude,
Con,
neither be ye afraid of their assault.
con.
Remember how our fathers
Do what? Nah,
remember how our fathers
Con,
were delivered in the Red Sea.
con. So who did that?
Hey,
Who did that?
Moses.
Moses, my sister on fire. All right, read.
When Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Verse 10. Now therefore, let us cry unto heaven.
Let us do what?
Cry unto heaven,
That's what we need to be doing daily. We need to do that daily. Read.
if peradventure Yahweh will have mercy upon us.
So what?
Yahweh will have mercy upon us.
Con, that's what we're looking for. That mercy, man.
And remember the covenant of our fathers.
Con.
And destroy this host before our face.
And do what?
Destroy this host before our face
Oh,
this
praise
day.
to the Most High. Read.
Verse 11. That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Yasharal.
There's what?
There's only one that delivereth and saveth Israel, right?
Con. Oh, praise to the Most High.
Oh,
man.
praise to the Most High, Yahweh.
I think they got some more meat on that bone.
Yeah, I'll go a little bit more.
Con.
Verse 12. Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them.
Con.
Wherefore they went out of the
Hey.
camp to battle.
Who was coming over against them?
The Grecians.
Who was coming over? Nah, this
No.
nah.
Who was coming over against the Judah?
I'm trying to make sure y'all paying attention, man. Nah, so this is read that again?
Con.
The heathens.
Nah. Read it
Verse
again.
11. Verse 11. That so all the heathen may know that there is one that delivereth and saveth Israel.
Who is that?
The Most High.
That's Yahweh.
Verse
Read.
12. Then the strangers
Con.
lifted up their eyes
God.
and saw them coming over against them.
Right.
And they booking it to him. You heard me? Judas and them, right?
Wherefore they went up out of the camp
And
to battle.
we got, come on, man, read.
But they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets.
God, hey, man, y'all got to get ready, right? Their armor wasn't far. The swords wasn't far. The weapons wasn't far. They probably didn't even have armor and sword.
Right,
They might have had a rock and a slingshot like
Right,
David.
yeah.
But they was ready to go to war, man, calling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's blow up this trumpet. Read.
Come on, verse 14. So they joined battle, and the heathen, being discomfited, fled into the plain.
Right.
God.
Howbeit all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword, for they pursued them unto Gazara.
Hey, man, as soon as I catch you, man, hey, man, if you 10 feet away from me, I'm going to throw my sword at you and try to kick your bitch out, right?
Come
Read.
on. And unto the plains of Idumea.
Con, what is Idumea? What is Idumea?
Edomites.
That's Edomite. So this is the Greek name for the Edomite. Right? This Edomite in Greek. Alright, read.
And Azadus and Jabnea, so
Huh.
that there were slain of them upon a 3,000 men.
How many?
3,000 men.
It was 6,000 out there, and there was 3,000 that was with Judas, right?
This
They
done,
killed 3,000 of their men.
this done, Judas returned again with his host from pursuing them.
God, all praises to the Most High,
Praise the
man.
Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
Shoot.
Job 30.
Con,
Get them to the shooting beast. You know what I'm
Con.
saying? Chase
Hey
them
man,
away.
this is a real deal Holyfield situation, man.
Yes, it is.
I love this, man. This is that quickening spirit, man. You know what I mean? This that spirit that bring us to life, man. You know, we able to laugh about it. You know, we able to celebrate this thing. But this is what this whole celebration is about, man. About the power of the Most High, man. That's why in I think it was 11 or 12, he said they gonna know that we have one man that saved us, man. And that's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I mean? So we always gotta remember that thing, man. And it wasn't Judas Maccabee, man. It was Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
But why, I need a water.
Yeah, come on.
Well, I kind of understand.
Go ahead, get your water and come
Why
on back.
are we so few when we have to fight the battle? Because what? We
Because
was chosen, we was few in numbers when the Most High chose us.
But he made 10. I mean, he gonna make 10,000 flee from 1,000 of us.
One chase 10,000, one chase 1,000,
1,000,
two 10,000.
Yeah, come. So, and this is an account of that actually happening. So it didn't matter about our numbers. He said, I didn't choose you because you was mightier or more.
Right.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
I chose you because, you know.
Less than few.
Yeah, less than few, man. I want to make my power known. He's always trying to make his power known. You
So
feel what
in
I'm
other words,
saying?
we didn't need them many.
Yeah, we still don't need that many.
That part, yeah.
Noah built our whole nation with 8 sons, man. With 4 sons, you know, 4 sons and was it 3 sons? 3 sons, 3 sons and 3 wives, man. That's all he needed, right? So he don't need much, man. He just need a few. Can make a great nation out of anybody. He told Moses, "Hey, let me go ahead and smoke Israel, and then I'll make a great nation out of you."
He raised up America. It's a great nation in wickedness,
Yeah,
but
God.
it's still grand in some type of form. He raised them up to be like that.
God.
You know, Most
It's
High
all-
put that spirit on them.
It's all on him, man. He do as he will, man. But he did it on purpose. Read Obadiah, right? All right, Khan. Let's go to 2 Maccabees 6 and 1, and we're gonna start from the top. It's a good bit of reading, but we need to get this in our body, man. You know what I mean? This give us a good understanding of what them brothers was really going through at that time, you know? And there's nothing new under the sun, man. The scripture said it best.
Get
Yeah,
these
I mean-
stories down packed, meditate on them, remember them. So when you're not actually reading the book, you can contemplate these things in your mind and meditate. Oh man, look what our forefathers went through. Look where we're at right
Yes,
now.
yes.
You know, you gotta contemplate these things and meditate on them.
We're gonna kind of go into some of the bad stuff too, but that's really strong in the spirit. You know, we're gonna go into some of the bad stuff, but it's really strong in the spirit, and we're gonna try to get that spirit up on us. You know, that Eleazar spirit. You feel what I'm saying? Because we're gonna need it in these days. He didn't take the temple over because it was easy. You know what I mean? The Most High put it on his spirit, you know, to do so because he knew it would be hard. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And the Most High would be justified at the end.
Con.
You feel what I'm saying? Really.
Con, this is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers.
To do what?
Depart from the laws of their fathers.
Read.
And not to live after the laws of the Most High Yahweh.
Come on, man. You ain't got to do all that. Christmas is fun. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving is the best, man. You got all type of stuffing and turkeys. You know what I mean? You ain't got to keep the Sabbath, man. Keep Thanksgiving.
Verse 2. And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem.
To do what?
To pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter, Olympius.
Oh, man.
Man.
Kind of got an idea of where Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, comes from, right? Read.
And that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place.
Read.
Verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
To who?
To the people.
The people of Israel.
For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles,
And they was turning up in that thing, man.
who dallied with harlots. And had
Hey, man, they was getting booty in there and everything, man.
strip clubs and all that.
Man, it was everything going down in the holy place.
Right, con.
In the holy place, man.
And had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places.
They having sex all over the holy place, man. Read.
And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful.
What is that?
Verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things,
Pork,
which the law forbiddeth.
right?
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath
You
days.
can't even keep the Sabbath day, man. The first thing the Most High gave you was a new moon and a Sabbath day. You
Or-
can't even keep that thing.
Con, or ancient feasts,
Or the holy days.
or to profess himself at all to be a
You
Jew.
can't even call yourself to be a Jew. So this is how we get the Greeks up in the New Testament, the so-called New Testament, right? Because we had to call ourselves Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
That's right.
Because if not, hey, guess what, man? Off with your head. Off with your head. You an Israelite still? You know what I mean?
We talking about. We talking about.
Yeah, man, you an
They
Israelite
was
still?
folded. They was folded in that day, man. That's how we know
Nah,
people's
man.
gonna
Yeah.
fold in these last days as well.
Nah,
man.
man.
Right.
And all praise to the Most High because it's all of the Most High. You feel what I'm saying? Whoever fall out, guess who will it was? It wasn't that person will.
Right.
It was Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh will. You know?
Correct.
Yeah, come on. Read.
Con. Verse 7. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraints to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus, carrying ivy.
God, and they was vexing them to go and sacrifice.
Like, hey man,
and
you gotta go worship our God.
Yeah,
man. Here's some
con.
ivy. Go take it to the God of
Con.
Bacchus. Oh,
Hey man, here go strong drink, here go wine, man. Party it up with us, man. I need you to go sacrifice to blah blah blah. Right? That's how Satan gets us, man.
Right.
From over drunkenness, right? Over drunkenness and different type of crutches that we got, right? But it wasn't easy to compel them brothers, man. You know what I mean? I'd rather chill at the crib. Read.
Come, verse 8. Moreover, there went out a decree, right? A decree would be an order, right?
God.
There went out a decree
A strong order.
to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews,
God.
that they should observe the same,
By the who?
observed by the Jews.
Ptolemy.
Okay, yeah, Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
So Ptolemy is one of those generals that he gave his kingdom to, right? And then Ptolemy is that king that was giving out that decree, right? So we gotta watch this thing, man. When the wicked rule, we're in mourning, right? The whole world is in mourning, man. And back to that Job 9:24, man. The wicked ruling the earth. You feel what I'm saying? Ptolemy are trying to make everybody go off. The longer we go off, the longer they got the kingdom. Read.
Come. I want to read that just one more time. Verse 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
A decree is damn near an order. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's why they say, hey man, if you don't do it, off with your head. We're going to get into that too. Read.
Verse 9. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Should be what?
Put to death.
It's going to be like that again, man. Read.
Then might a man have seen the present misery. Verse 10. For there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children,
What happened to them?
whom when they had openly led round about the city, the babes hanging at their breasts,
Hanging what?
they cast them down headlong from the wall.
Little bitty babies.
Are you
Little bitty
breastfeeding?
babies.
Give me your child.
Off the wall.
Correct.
And just,
About 30 feet, 15, 10 feet in the air. Regardless of what it is, that
Right,
baby
man.
dead, man. That's a new baby. 8 days, right? A little bit over 8 days old.
Because they wanted us to forsake
Yahweh.
our laws, right?
Yeah,
And one of the
come.
laws was circumcision on the 8th day.
Right.
Oh, your baby circumcised? You still keeping the laws of your God?
Come.
Oh, give me that
Okay.
child.
Correct.
I need that. And guess what? It was off with their head too. Keep reading.
Gone. Verse 11. And others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day,
do what?
to keep the Sabbath day secretly, being discovered to Philip, were all burnt together, because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day.
Hey man, that's messed up, man. You couldn't even relax. You telling me I can't relax?
Right.
You don't even know it's the Sabbath day. I just wanted to get away from y'all and relax for a little bit. What you think they just told them? Hey man, you know we going to celebrate the Sabbath in the mountains.
Yeah, come on.
Nah, man, they got away secretly to try to go keep the Shabbat day. They was like, oh, it's Friday at nighttime. Oh, it's about to turn night on Friday. Watch them. You feel what I'm saying? They put overseers over them, just like the Egypts. You know what I mean? Just like these damn Caucasians. Read.
Verse 12. Now I
Nah, go down to 18.
Okay, come.
So now we're gonna go down to 18 and we're gonna get a little bit of meat on Eleazar, man. You know, and his doings.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 18.
I think that's it.
Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance.
So he was a principal scribe, man. He was really good at writing down, you know, what was going on at that time, right? And he's been doing this since he was a babe, man, since he was young, right?
Was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
So they tied him up really good and said, open your mouth, eat the swine's flesh, right? Read.
Verse 19. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination.
But you clean after one day, huh? You could go ahead and live if you eat that pork, man.
Spit it forth.
He spit in his face, man.
And came out of his own accord to the torment.
God, so he just spit, man. Rather it was in his face or it was close to him, he spit, man. All right, man. Forget you, right? Read.
And came of his own accord to the torment. Verse 20. As it behoved them to come, behoved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted, but they that had the charge of the wicked feast for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision.
So they went and talked to some other people that's down with the doctrine. You know what I mean? It kind of behooved them to be like, hey, man, you know, talk to your brother and get him to eat that pork. Right? Talk to your people and get him to go off. You know what I mean? Had a counsel against that brother, man. Hey, man, it ain't that bad if you just eat the pork, man. Oh, so now you don't even have to eat the pork. We're going to give you beef, right? Read.
Such as was lawful for him to use. And make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. That's kind of similar to Daniel, you know what I'm saying? Verse 22, that in so doing, he might be delivered from death.
You don't got to die, man. You're 90 years old. You got a couple of good years left, man. You feel what I'm saying? They used to live around this time. It was good to live about to 120. You know what I mean? 110. He had a couple good years left, man. Read.
And for the old friendship with them find favor.
So he was trying to get him to have favor with the people that was trying to tell him, hey, brother, it's not that bad. You know, we living good on this side because we ate the pork. You know what I mean? The Israelite brothers, man, conspiring with the heathen, man. Trying to get them to go off, man.
Verse 23. But he began to consider discreetly. And
hey, man, I'm thinking about it.
and as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years.
And he thought about his age. He was like, man, I ain't going, man, I've been in this too long, man. I ain't going off right now, man.
Right. And the honor of his gray head whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by Yahweh. Therefore he answered accordingly.
What'd he say?
And willed them straightways to send him to the grave.
Man, hey, you got to kill me. I'm done, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want you to bid me nothing. I ain't even hearing nothing, man. Go ahead and kill me, man. I'm already good with what's going to happen to me, right? Read.
Verse 24. For it becometh not our age, said he.
It don't matter how much older I got, man. I don't care about the years I got left. Read.
In any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar being 80 years old and 10,
90 years old.
were now gone to a strange religion.
Man, you off, man. You going off already. You out the truth, man. You know how many people he brought into the truth? You feel what I'm saying? He brought into the lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying? Now, everybody looking at him going off, that's like if Chief Priest go off. Right? Everybody in Sakari is off now.
Right,
You feel, they have nobody to look up to, man. But you see Chief Priest eating a thing of pork. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, damn, bro, like I was looking up to this. The truth can't be real.
Right.
So this brother is making sure that he don't, yeah.
But wasn't he a priest?
What, this guy?
Not that Elazar.
No, we talking about something else.
No, we talking about something else, yeah. But that, I mean, brothers know what I'm talking about.
Okay, my bad.
But so this guy was over a big congregation. He brought people in, you know, and he was a well-known scribe, man. He was good at writing down what we have today.
And if he were to fold, it would have caused a domino effect on everybody he brought up in that wisdom, knowledge, and truth.
Exactly.
Right? Oh, we used to look up to you, but you folded, man. I guess this ain't nothing.
This ain't real. It ain't real.
It's right.
You know what I mean?
So he did not fold. This is what it's saying. Man, you gonna have to kill me. Cut it up, right? Verse 25. And so they, through mine hypocrisy, and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me.
So you know they gonna want to live, man. So I gotta be that example.
And I get a stain to my old age.
That's exactly just like Christ, man. When we bear Christ's cross, we bearing his burden, right? Same thing with him, man. He like, hey, man, you know y'all gonna have to bear this burden too, man. Don't fold under pressure, right? Read.
And make it abominable.
And do what?
Make it abominable.
Man, we not turning to this eating pork God that y'all got, right? Read.
Verse 26. For though
I ain't even want this much, but it's good, man.
For though for a present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty.
I should not what?
Escape the hand of the Almighty.
We gotta remember this thing. We gotta live this thing the right way, so we know, man. We ain't escaping. We serving a God that can damn the soul and the spirit. You feel what I'm saying? The body and the spirit. You feel what I'm saying? So we gotta understand that thing. Damn this flesh. You feel what I'm saying? It's about your spirit, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna get judged in the when you go up there to the third heaven, man. Every will, Salak, y'all. Every will, every work that you do on earth will be judged on you in heaven, man. So we gotta understand. We gotta make our cause we have bad works in the world. You know, a lot of them. So we gotta try to make our good works outweigh the bad, man.
Correct.
You feel what I'm saying?
That part,
I got a precept on that real fast. Right here. So that would be Ecclesiastes chapter.
That book is good for the soul, man.
Yes, it is.
Ecclesiasticus, Psalms, and Proverbs.
And songs.
And songs and songs and wisdom. Man, that's good for the soul, man.
Yeah, that's vanity, huh?
That's good for the soul, man.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment.
He shall what?
Bring every work into judgment.
So we gotta remember that thing, man. Good or bad, man. You know, and when we compelling people to come in, we gotta tell them that same thing, man. Because your wicked works will go into that judgment seat, man.
With every secret thing.
Anything you try to hide in your mind. I was looking at this woman. You feel what I'm saying? It was somebody else's woman. Hey, man, you gonna get judged for that.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Whether it be good or if it be evil, man. I just feel like helping somebody today. You just thinking about it. And then that's a work that's gonna be judged with the Most High, right? We gotta make sure our mind is stayed aright, right? Which means upright. Make sure we stand on the Most High. No matter what work we do, no matter what we do, we gotta make sure we stand on the Most High.
So I'm going to revert back to 26 to bring everything back. Verse 26, for though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Verse 27. Wherefore now, manfully changing this life,
Con.
I will show myself such as one as mine age requires.
Why he said that, man? Why he said that? Read that from the top.
Verse 27. Wherefore now, manfully changing this life.
What that mean? What that means? Somebody want to answer what that
ready to
means?
die.
Huh?
As a man, we ready to die.
Kind of standing on something,
Yeah.
right?
He's transitioning his life to the
Die
after,
anything.
you know, after death.
Kind,
So
You
he's
know?
ready, huh?
yeah, kind. It was like I'd rather do this thing manly than cry about it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Take it
mean?
on the chin.
Read.
Con.
I just want to make sure the women here, man. You know, 'cause we be in the spirit, man. I'm trying to make sure y'all in the spirit,
I
man.
hear you.
You know what I mean?
Con. Wherefore now, manfully changing this life, I will show myself such as one as mine age requireth, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly
Hey,
and courageously.
hey, who got the power to turn the hair black or gray, right?
Con.
That's a precept in the scriptures too. Every gray hair he had, and he had many of them, right? Every gray hair he had, he know that the Most High gave him that gray hair. You feel what I'm saying?
Con. For the honorable and holy laws, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws.
Khan, that brother that's in that room over there, man.
Khan.
You feel what I'm saying?
And-
And young.
Con. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment.
Khan, hey man, I'm ready, man. Go ahead, take me out.
Yeah, we gotta finish this. It's only a couple verses.
Go ahead.
They that led him, changing the good will, they bear him a little before into hatred,
Khan.
because the foresaid.
Hey man, they just looking at him like, hey man, what decision you gonna make, man? Right, mean mugging them, you know, like that old little black man mug with the goddamn teeth crooked, you know what I mean? Like, I can't stand this goddamn, you feel what I'm saying? They just looking at him like,
Mugging.
making him wait, like, is he gonna fold yet? You know what I mean? Read on.
As it says, because the foresaid speeches proceeded, as they thought.
The what? The force
The
that
foresaid speeches proceeded.
he was making sure he understood what he was saying, man. He making sure the four, what is that?
The foresaid
Con,
speeches.
what was said before,
Right.
right? He's making sure it's settled in.
Right.
You understand what's
Making
about
sure
to
it
happen,
went
huh?
forth, proceeded. Right.
Yeah, Con, you making sure you know this is about to happen. This is about to go down, man.
Con. As they thought from a desperate mind.
Con. I hope he tired. I
Con.
hope he take that damn pork, man.
Just wait. Nah, man,
Yeah,
nah.
Con.
I'm desperate, man. I'm
Con.
waiting, you know.
He had to stay zealous for a little while, yo.
Eat 'em once a day.
Yeah, Con. They waiting on us to go off, man.
Con.
Correct.
Verse 30. But when he was ready to die with stripes,
Con.
he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that hath the holy knowledge,
Con.
that words I might have been delivered from death.
Con. He said with stripes. So he know it's about to be over 39 lashes, man. You know what I mean? He about to get whooped to a pulp. Right?
Right.
Ready. Read.
Con. I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten,
Con, you can whoop me as much as you want, man.
But
All
in-
praises to the Most High.
but in
Right.
soul and well
And Salakia, that's what he was saying. All praises to the Most High. He was screaming on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, while this was going on. Take this pain away from me before they even strike me.
in soul,
Right? Con, read.
But in soul am well content to suffer these things,
Con.
because I fear him, the Most High.
God.
Verse 31. And thus this man died,
Con.
leaving his death for an example of noble courage.
What Christ did, he did the same thing.
Leaving his death for an example of noble courage.
Con.
And a memorial of virtue.
Paul beheaded. Who was hung upside down?
Peter.
Peter was hung upside down.
James
Yeah.
what, poison?
Huh?
James poison?
I don't remember. Stephen got stoned to death. You know what I mean? Eyes popping out. One eye popped out. He was still screaming alive. You know what I mean? Give up the ghost.
Right.
Hey man, we persecuted, man, on the strength of Christ, man. Same thing happened. Same thing happened with this brother, and he said the same thing, man. I would not take back what I said. I'm not eating that. Read.
Not only unto young men, but unto all his nation.
Con.
Con.
That means to everybody, not just to the people that was following him.
Yeah.
But we reading this right now.
Even some of the brothers that went off accepted the ways of Antiochus.
Con.
This is to them too, so they can maybe turn from that wicked ways and notice, like, man, he went out like that. I gotta put this pork away, man. I gotta do it. He's noble. I gotta get that zeal back. So that's what he did it for, man. We gotta understand it.
And they got another account with the brothers and the mom and the, you know.
Yeah,
and the mom,
they
the
kept the
seven
Sabbath
brothers.
over there, right?
And they tried to make them eat the pork, but they cut out their tongue and dismembered them. Let's go back to First Maccabees 4 and 44. And we're going to kind of read through this one fast so we can go ahead and get to the celebration.
This First Maccabees, chapter 4, and verse 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. 42. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law.
So these brothers were studying the law all their life, right? Read it.
Who cleansed the sanctuary and bare out the defiled stones.
They knew exactly what to do.
Into an unclean place. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profaned, they thought it best to pull it down.
Hey man, get the jackhammers, man.
Lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it.
Yeah, what?
Defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down.
They ain't hesitate. They pulled it down, man.
And laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in the convenient place.
They made sure they put it in the exact spot so they can make their sacrifices for sins, right?
Until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former.
So now the prophet came through and they was like, oh, them stones that y'all put into the corner, this is how y'all gonna do it. And now they have the altar, right?
Verse 48. And made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple and hollowed the courts. Verse 49. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table. Verse 50. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlesticks they lighted.
This right here, they had the menorah, right? We hear about that in Zephaniah, what, 9? Zephaniah,
I'm not sure right now.
Zephaniah 4, I believe we read about the candlestick, right? And it's also in Revelation, the thing that Yahweh Shah was standing in the midst of, right? The 7 candlesticks, which represents the 7 churches, right? Which is the number of completion, the complete church. We part of that.
That they might give light in the temple. Right? Verse 51. Furthermore, they set loaves upon the table.
So they got the showbread.
And spread out the veils. And finished all the works which they had begun to make.
So this is all this going down, right? They got all the decorations. They got things going on, man. Getting things together, right? Read.
Now, on the 5 and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Caslu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning.
Early in the morning. Like me this morning.
And offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offering.
They want some peace offerings going up.
Which they had made. Verse 54.
I don't know what type of offerings, but I guarantee it was some type of peace offering.
Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even in that was it dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals.
Hey, turning up. So now it's time to turn up. After everything we read, It's time to turn up, right?
Khan. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the Most High, who had given them good success.
Who had what?
Given them good success.
They couldn't have did it without Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Our praises.
And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days.
How many days?
8 days.
It's that last day, man. The water for you sisters showing up. The water real for being here. Also, the water for y'all having us in this house, man.
Yes.
All praise the Most High.
Yes.
And offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance
Con.
and praise.
I see those a peace offerings and deliverance, man. Oh,
Con.
okay, that's right.
They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold.
Salakia. And with these offerings, it's not like something that you just burn up and you just let it go to smoke, right? These offerings you actually eat after, right? But the Levites pass out the plates. They the ones that's breaking bread. But the offerings, the smell of it cooking and everything goes up to the Most High. So this was a big, big party. Right, big party. You got 3 lambs going at one time, whole lambs, right? It's turning up.
So that's the sweet aroma.
Con, that's that sweet savor. That's that sweet savor. So when you grilling and your the grease from the fats and everything is going on that you be like, damn, the brother's hooking it up over there. That juice,
Right.
that barbecue smells good. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Most High is smelling that offering, huh? That's why he tell you, hey, give 2 hands of flour,
So that's what
2
you
hands
wanna
of
smell.
oil. You want to smell some fried. You want to smell some fried lamb, right? Then, hey, he also say, hey, pour a little bit of wine in that thing. You know what I mean? I need a drink too, man. You understand? Read.
Verse 57. They decked also the forefront of the temple.
They did what?
Decked also the forefront of the temple
Everything you see up in this living room right here, man, decked out.
with crowns of gold
Con,
and with shields.
con.
And the gates and the chambers they renewed.
They what?
Renewed.
Con,
And hanged doors upon them.
con.
Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
Con, the what?
The reproach of the heathen was put away.
Call her love.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Con, read.
59. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained
Con,
that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days.
con, all praises.
From the 25th day of the month Caslu, with mirth and gladness.
Con,
At that time also they builded up the Mount Sion.
Salakia. So it's mandatory to turn up.
Come.
You know what I mean? It's mandatory, right? We might need some help turning up in this place, man. Right? Read.
Come. Verse 60. At that time also they builded up the Mount Sion with high walls and strong towers round about.
Hey, they had their fortress. We're going to put a fortress around our thing we got going, right?
Lest the Gentiles should come and tread it
Because
down.
I know they coming.
Again, it ain't letting this happen again.
Yeah,
Nah,
I know they coming.
Make that fortress stronger, man. We ain't going through this again, man. You know? Come. Lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before. Verse 61. And they set there a garrison to keep it.
So they had somebody on them, you know what I mean? Waiting for it to happen with a trumpet and a bow and arrow, right?
Come. And fortified Bethsura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
Against what?
The Edomites.
All praises to the Most High, man.
Praise the Most High.
So we're gonna close out in the Maccabean prayer. You know what I mean? And send up an extra prayer together. If y'all wanna go along, y'all can go along with the Hebrew prayer. Con, you wanna do the Maccabean prayer for me?
Which one's that?
It's Maccabees, 2nd Maccabees, 1:24 to 30. And I'm gonna do the Hebrew one, and then we're gonna close out with the trumpets.
Khan. First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 24.
Con.
O Yahweh, Yahweh